YouTube, what's going on? It's your boy Cam back again with another Gacha on the Gacha. And you guys see what's on the screen. So I actually made a goof last video, and in case you're wondering, this is all recorded within the same time frame. So for people wondering like, why are you wearing the same shirt? But I said that Pure Fiction was going to reset, and it's actually Apocalyptic Shadow that is resetting. However, I still want to showcase Rappa off since she is a Euro character. So I figured, you know, let's run through this Pure Fiction again and see what we can do as far as, you know, utilizing Rappa and how insanely powerful she is. Alright, so I figured let's just do, I think for this video I want to do the last node for Pure Fiction, and then also we will take on the last stage of Memory of Chaos. Let's make it a bit of a universal showcase for Rappa. I'm not gonna lie to you, this first team is for this first node is not good. But it is what it is. When it comes to Pure Fiction, all I care about is getting them 3 stars. I do not care about beating the enemy, so you know, hopefully we can make something work. If not, then oh well.
You know this big diamond? It's all yours.
Oh wow. I was actually gonna cut to my next to this part, but I actually managed to beat the first mode with that team. I didn't have a lot of, look, I'm not, like I said, I take this game somewhat seriously, so like I don't know a lot of optimal setups sometimes. I was just taking it in just to take the team in just to really showcase off Rappa. But this is where the crux of the video is. I'll show like the little final parts of it in the full video, so you'll see my run of it. But yeah, this is where Rappa is going to shine. So let's pop this.
Allow me to purge the bee of your body and mind.
That.
Grace and
Take your position. This. Now I don't know if this tech is still viable, but when it comes to like a lot of characters that kind of enter like another state, I wonder if it applies to Rappa as well. So for those who don't know, like when Blade had first came out, there was like this tech you had where you would like pop, I think it was Branya, because you were using Branya a lot back then. If you popped her ult right after he entered his transformation state, like you get like an extra turn of like support or something like that. I forgot how it, I forgot the exact way it works, and I don't know if it works for like when you do, you know, Firefly's ult or when you do Rappa's ult. I just kind of like wired to performing it this way, so I don't know if that's the most way. Ah, that sucks. Turn this. You couldn't finish him off, baby girl. Come on now.
time to cleanse the filth.
Did the rhythm get messed up?
But yeah, I actually wanted to talk about something that I would like to see more for future break damage characters. Now, this isn't like, I want to word this in a way that doesn't make me seem like I like people going like, you don't know what you're talking about. Do you really play this game? But for this kind of more so concerns like when Blue Hill was initially released, and you guys remember the meme when Blue Hill came out, the fact that like Blue Hill came out and then Firefly came out right after him. So a lot of people were memeing like, what's the point of running Blue Hill, because you know Firefly is going to eclipse him as far as like a break team is concerned. And for the most part, when it comes to team comp and building, like if you're running a break team, 9 times out of 10 you're gonna want to run Firefly over Blue Hill just because she's so much more easier to operate in a team, because you know all you gotta do is just pop her ult and you know abuse her skills, especially at E2 or E1. You know, when she doesn't use any skill points when she does her stuff, and she gets a crap ton of speed when she enters her ult state. And I was kind of like, my hope that for the future break teams is that Oil kind of does what they've been doing with Rappa and Firefly, where you know with Firefly she enters her ult and pop her skill and she inflicts weakness break on the enemy, and I would hope that they do the same thing with whoever's going to be next in the break team meta. Now, right now, currently, the break meta is very, and that's another thing I want to talk about when it comes to break meta. It's very limited. Like, the team I'm using right now is, I guess, the most optimal team. I don't know if the APT nerds or whatever would agree, but, like, this is really, like, the most optimal setup for if you're running Boot Hill, if you're running Firefly, if you're running Rappa. And with Boot Hill, and specifically, the thing that I really wish they did with Boot Hill is, so his technique that he uses, right? When you use his technique and you go into battle and you pop his skill, he'll inflict a one-time. Oh, I shouldn't have. I messed up with that for the bunny rabbit. That's my fault. Oh well. He'll inflict a one-time physical weakness on the enemy, and obviously we know that with his ult, he also inflicts a one-time weakness on. Damn, new record. There you go. See, I do know how to play this game. But so what I think with Boot Hill, what I would love for him to have is that when he pops his skill, it's just a universal, like, no matter what, he doesn't have to have his technique, nor does he have to use his ult, because I know you have, you use his ultimate, he inflicts physical weakness. I wish that that was just a part of his skill, so that way you have Boot Hill has his skill in which he inflicts physical weakness on the enemy universally. Rappa has her ult in which she just bypasses their breakness for the breakness reduction, no matter what, if they're weak against imaginary or not. And you have Firefly, which you ult and you use her skill to inflict fire weakness on the enemy. And so, going forward, I hope that when it comes to break damage DPS, they keep utilizing the kind of universal, either inflicting their weakness on the enemy or just having that universal reduction, similar to Acheron when she pops her ult, and similar to Rappa when she pops her ult. So with that being said, we have completed node 4 for Pure Fiction, so I'm gonna go to the Memory of Chaos and we will see how she performs in that content. All right, so we're back with Memory of Chaos. This is the 12th node, so we're going to be utilizing, these are the teams we're going to be utilizing for both clears. I guess I'll showcase my follow team as well if you guys are interested in seeing how Facial performs if you haven't gotten to this part. I mean, a lot of people typically tend not to. I do remember reading some statistics that not a lot of people tend to go do a lot of Memory of Chaos, so I guess I figured I'd showcase both fights. I know if you want to, you can skip the second fight if you're just only interested in seeing how Rappa performs in this piece of content, which she should perform well. I mean, like, again, break teams are the only thing that is stopping break teams is if the enemy completely is immune to getting broken, like certain phases of hard, and like I think there's some like apocalyptic stages that have that mechanic down, but as long as you're able to reduce their break meter, you're fine. Rappa should perform fine in this content as well. So let's do that. Pop that. But yeah, I think for me, when it comes to the break meta, I just hope that we just get more we get more like support as far as like harmony characters. We get more sustained options, like Link should, because for the longest time, Gallagher was the best sustained option for. And I will say that one thing I do like about when the break meta did start is how free to play friendly it was, because the two best people on your team were Harmony Trailblazer and Gallagher, and both of them were free to play. I think it was an event that you had to do where you can get a free copy of Gallagher,
everything in this world.
Harmony Trailblazer was just tied to doing certain stuff around Pentagon. But like she's so good. Like I said, if you run a break team, she's gonna do well. So it's not like, again, but like I said before, I could run this exact same situation with Firefly and like it'd be the same thing. Like Firefly would just absolutely destroy this event as well. So I said, if you want my professional hardcore gamer opinion, I feel like Rappa for the most part is a luxury pool. You don't necessarily have to get her if you are like concerned about like her use for your account. But like I said, if you know like your
Eternal.
aesthetics and things of that nature, then go
Let's
for it.
improvise.
It's all about what you want when you do it. But yeah, I mean, like what they call it, the zero cycled it. Like she's good. She's really good. So let's go ahead and wrap this up with
Feeling lucky.
this Borusen fight. And Facial, I will say that, like, man, if I had a tier list for
Dangerous thoughts.
my favorite teams in the game, I think number 1 is the Acheron Ultimate team.
Fascinate all
I
together.
want to say that number 2 is probably Follow teams. Follow teams are so fun, especially with
Show me what you
Facial.
can do. I'll
She's
give you
just
5
so
seconds.
she's just so fun to use. And like you just have so many, and especially with baby girl Topaz, my number 1 waifu in the game. I absolutely love her. It's something about the pixie cuts that do something to me, man. I don't know why, but it just does something for me.
Hedge your bets.
Market of
And
a
then Robin stocks just continuously going up as these characters, as we start getting a lot of characters that really utilize break damage.
I venture forth to forever.
Pop ult right here. Boom, 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 boom.
Victory is inevitable.
Bam. Do that and pop ult.
Stars echo.
Yeah, this team is just so fun to use. And then obviously adventuring being, I think I said it in my last video, he's like hands down the best sustain in this game still. Like he's just so good. I remember like seeing like a lot of his kick details and just like how it's so funny because like
Sure, all
there,
day long.
I don't know if there's like really big power creep in Star Rail,
I
but
venture
with
forth to hunt.
I know when it comes to
Forever.
like Japard, I remember there was one patch where I was like, you know what, let me build up Japard because Fushuan, and Fushuan is still really good to this day as well. I was like, you know what, but Fushuan doesn't provide shield, and I need somebody who can provide shield to the team. I have Japard. I have my Japard is at E2, so I was like, you know what, let's work on, you know, getting my Japard up to speed
I
and
hit the mark.
kind of see where we can go from there. And then like the patch that I was gonna build up Japard,
Or maybe
adventuring
I'll take it
got announced and his details got revealed, and I was like, wow. In one patch, they just completely trivialized the meaning of Japard. I mean, Japard is still good. I think that if you, I know some people probably have him at E6, S5 who are like, no, he's the best character ever, and he's, you know, better than my E0, E0, S0 adventuring and blah blah blah.
It's on me.
But yeah, just him just having the skill to just apply shield whenever, and then his follow-up attack also applying shield, and then especially when you have his light cone, him having the ability
Fangs
to
and claws got dull.
Market of
also inflict vulnerability, which is insane on an Acheron team to build up her ult, and also inflicting increased crit damage as well. Like he's just doing so much, and you can just stick him on. It's like the thing is, you can just stick him on like a follow team, you can stick him on a dot team, you can stick him on a adventuring, or not adventuring, an Acheron team. It's just, he's just so good. I can't sing his praises enough. He's such a great character. He's such a great character, and I am very curious how they're going to design the next
Fascinate all together.
preservation unit, seeing just how insane adventuring is. Almost to the point where like the next preservation unit will basically
Show
just
me what
have to
you can
do,
do. I'll give you 5
like, I don't know, he'd have to, like, he or she would have to do be like a love child between adventuring and Fushuan.
I venture forever.
Oh yeah, and I forgot that like with his light cone he also provides 40% crit damage increase when you have his shield on people. Like he's just so great. He's so insane. But yeah, the follow-up team is really good. I would say after the follow-up team is probably break team, so number 3 is break team. And my least favorite team right now is probably dot team. I don't hate it because dot team actually used to be my favorite because I started playing this game solely because of Kafka. So for the longest time when Kafka released, I was like only using break team, but that only amplified when Baby Girl Black Swan came out. You know what I'm saying,
I venture forth.
my tier list when it comes to pulling for characters is fun waifu, and then meta. That's my criteria. So if you're a fun waifu, you're automatically getting pulled forward. So that's my part. That's why I say like don't listen to me when it comes to like recommendations of like whether or not you should go for a character or not, just because it's like at the end of the day it's all about, you know, how you have fun playing this game, how you engage with certain content in this game. Even though there's a lot of content that is tailored to
The dice have been cast. Bust.
specific metas and
Or
stuff like that,
maybe
like the
I'll
new
take it
the new simulated universe expansion that came out. Actually, that's going to be really fun. Is going to utilize a lot of those teams, so that you'll have a stage where you have, you're using ultimate teams, so you're using Acheron team, you're using a follow-up team, a dot team, and a break team. So you get to really play around with a lot of the team mechanics. A lot of that,
Sure, I'll
like,
play along.
I forgot what they call it, but the mechanic that they introduced with like the cubes and stuff, with that specific domain expansion for the simulated universe, it's a lot of words. So if you're somebody that's easily confused by like a lot of the mechanics when it comes to even like with like Divergent Universe, it will take some time getting used to when it comes to
Stars echo.
engaging in that specific piece of content. But I think that the purpose of that mode really is to kind of showcase a lot of the different current team metas that we have in Star Rail, and that's one thing that I can sing this game's praises on, is that there is a lot of diversity in team building and how you choose to engage in content that I can appreciate with. And that's another reason why I tend to pull for a lot of characters, because I would like to have options on how I build certain teams. Like I said before, I can go and destroy like the previous state that we did with Rappa with the Firefly team, but I want to use Rappa and see how she operates, or I want to go back and use Boot Hill and see how he would operate since he's in the break meta, and then I can go back and do this stage again with Yun Li if I wanted to, as a kind of another follow-up attack character. So it just really does, depends on how you want to build your account and stuff like that. But that's been it as far as I wanted to showcase Rappa. We pulled her yesterday. I don't know when this video is gonna go live, but the first video we did on Gacha and the Gacha, we pulled her, we built her up. So I wanted to take her on some in-game content. Like I said before, the next video will be the Apocalyptic Shadow refresh, which is going to be tailor-made for Rappa. So obviously we're gonna use her in that content and see how she performs. Again, thank you guys so much for tuning into the video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe to the channel for more on Gacha on the Gacha. I do want to do more than just Star Rail stuff. It's just that Star Rail had an update, so obviously the bulk of the videos for now are going to be engaging in 2.6 content. And when Triple Z gets on, I think 1.3 for them, or 1.4. And then I think when Wuthering Waves goes on to their next patch, we'll be sure to cover that. Also, Nikkei's anniversary is coming up soon, so I will definitely be sure to cover that for the year 2 anniversary as far as pools and story event stuff like that content. So be on the lookout for that. That's going to be towards the end of this month, I believe. That's when they typically tend to do anniversary stuff. I know the live stream is supposed to be coming out this weekend. But anyway, I've done enough talking. Appreciate you guys for tuning in if you stuck around for so long. Bye.